The hospital smelled faintly of antiseptic and something older, something that reminded me of my childhood bedroom, the smell of furniture polish and faded curtains. I had survived the accident, though my legs bore evidence that I'd brushed too close to fate. In those first hours of semi-consciousness, thought about the people who were supposed to care the most. My family. Wrote to them before the nurses could even change the sheets under me. I wrote, "I can't wait for you to come." The words were literal, but threaded with a quiet test: would they show? Would they speak through the veneer of duty, or simply glance through their obligations and move on? Reply came faster than I anticipated. "We're not going to waste our time on a loser." There was no punctuation error, no hint that the message could be misread. Just 4 words that slammed through my chest. And yet, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. Read it again. Then I folded my hand over the keyboard, letting the silence fill the room. In that silence, I realized something: not own me they never had. 3 days later, I acted. Not in anger, not in revenge, but in precision. Removed their access to the business I had built from the ground up. Licenses, accounts, email privileges, all disconnected. No confrontation, no announcement. Just action. It was procedural, clean, and controlled. And in doing so, I drew the line. Absence of their interference was immediate. Reports were smoother. Decisions no longer stalled. There was a weight lifted, subtle but undeniable. In the stillness of my office, I found clarity I had never known in years of polite dismissal and half-hearted approval. For 3 days, I watched. The house felt emptier. Meals were quieter. My thoughts circled around what I had always tried to ignore: how much of my life had been shaped by the expectation of their judgment. And for the first time, I saw it plainly: need their approval, not for my work, not for my recovery, not for myself. Then they came back, were standing at the edge of my office, hesitant, trembling, as if the walls themselves had rejected them. My mother's eyes glistened, my father's jaw tight with something I didn't immediately name. Desperation, yes, but also recognition. We didn't understand," my mother said. "Please, we can fix this," my father added. I said nothing. I watched. The authority had shifted, through loud declarations or dramatic gestures, but through the quiet fact of my control over what mattered to me. They waited, fidgeting, unpracticed in humility. Their words fell into the space between us like small stones. I didn't take them back. Not yet, not fully. But I allowed them to stay, allowed them to speak. My response was measured, minimal. Their presence alone was the concession. 3 days had been enough to teach them a lesson I could never articulate in anger. The car accident had been a physical rupture, their neglect a habitual one. And yet, the real fracture, the one I cared about, was in boundaries, respect, and recognition. Fracture, now quietly repaired, belonged solely to me. I returned to my work, to the pulse of the business I had nurtured, the details no one else would notice. They lingered in the office for hours, unsure if they could reach me, unsure if they deserved to. Let them linger. I did not forgive. Not yet. I did not celebrate. I only existed in the calm of reclaimed space.